the quarterfinals of the competition, and these two teams have debatably got second to third seed and making it now to the quarterfinals here against each other. Lots of French people, but only one team can win. We'll see on map 1 Sunshine now.
Yeah, we are going into the first mid-fight. That's Olga actually bombing fairly passively. He does jump on, but he only gets onto his own side, but Deli gets taken down by a nice little pipe by Eames there. This means that suddenly the Frenchies is going to have to back out. We are ultimately going to be calling the blue team that you are seeing in front of us the Frenchies, and then the other team, Valor Ants, is not only Frenchies, so they get to be called not Frenchies. As they did win that mid-fight, but crucially Muller did not go down.
Yeah, that's the rules, and they tried to make a play happen. Sorry, it's a bit deep there. Blue Flowers couldn't really get anything of value in the end, though. So that's the end of the mid-fight, with a mild attempt to chase by Valor Ants, but not getting too much out of here, with Azunas going down especially now, just kind of a sitting duck on the midpoint, seeing if they have to deal with anything on their own defense right now. So far, the Frenchies fairly slow about it, and not really trying to be too daring in this damage just yet. So after a lot of waiting, we'll have a little bit more here, and I think it's actually on Azunas right now, making some movement towards the flank here.
Yeah, just trying to peek in, see if we can get any sort of angle onto the enemy. At this point, we are on the Sunshine second here. Pretty much the only thing you can do to get onto a medic is sacking in a soldier. He's trapped, he's standing behind like 4 sets of walls right now. It's really hard to get anything else into a comfortable position. You want to get the force on the medic, get a kill even, hopefully, but honestly, it's going to be really hard. The skip jumps are pretty well known. There are only a few you can go for. It looks like actually Eames this time. He's setting up 2 stickies, bombing right way in. He's actually onto the medic, gets a lot of damage onto Muller. I'm just joking, he got 0 damage onto Muller, and he goes down in the meantime. Suddenly, no demo for Valor Ants makes it a lot harder for them to hold mid.
Yeah, suddenly a lot more movement out of the Frenchies. Raph on the flank, while the rest of the combo comes through Flowers to connect with him on the flank as well. Everyone tries to put on the pressure to get back into this midpoint here, but and Flowers, they're getting denied as well. At least just putting up a trap to see if maybe they can bait somebody forward into them, but no one's taking the bait just yet. So all of this for naught in the end, and Valor Ants still sitting pretty in the midpoint just yet. Still hasn't dared too much either just yet, to be fair. So not much of a risk taken and not much lost over it either.
So right now, pretty much back to where we started.
Azunas
is bombing in onto the medic, gets 1 rocket onto Deli, but only does about 20 damage. So now, maybe the Frenchies, they should be looking for a counter-sack here. This is kind of like it's getting really aggressive in Flower, but a soldier in Amarok just be denying him, not able to push forward there. Nobody really able to get back in onto Valor Ants, and they can just sit on mid forever and just keep repeating this over and over again for another 7.5 minutes.
Yeah, depending on how teams work, this is either what the early stages look like or the end stages of the game, where currently there's just no reason for them to feel like they need to commit desperately, so they're not taking too much risk yet, and this is how these teams approach it. Sometimes you see it towards the end when you really don't want to lose anything anymore. For now, it's instant choke, daring a little bit, but Olga keeps him in check while Deli tries to keep everything in Flowers in check as much as possible. Neither of the attempts by Valor Ants to get through either of the struck points will work in the end, and again, they're not trying too hard just yet. Maybe just hoping to force some mistakes out of the French side here, make them commit first. But no one's biting yet, and it will take a little bit more here for either one team to get something good out of this place.
Amarok's actually making a lot of space in Flower. Valor Ants are really close to trying to go for something, but haven't quite managed to find an angle in. Didn't manage to find any kills. They're just going to keep sitting back in Flowers. It's actually fairly easy for them to get denied here. Frenchies can just send, like, even 1 soldier can do a lot of work. 1 or 2 rockets can just completely hammer home the fact that there is a soldier in onto Muller this time. It's a little bit more effective. Gets about 70 damage done, but Muller just survives. Amarok is dead once again. Nothing else happening. How long do you think there will go before we might see an off-glass?
I mean, we've seen how insistent these teams are when they have a their mind set on a goal here before the game started, which is why we're so late. So this could take a while if this is how they want to do things, because we've seen their insistence. So now they're showing it in gameplay as well. They don't want to dare too much, and continuing to stamina for a little bit longer. Still without off classes, still with Amarok trying to be the one making the plays here, going high as soon as maybe seeing if he can get in from a flank at the same time. But neither of these soldiers is getting through too much in the end.
It's also just a matter of fact that if Azunis goes in as well, there's nobody holding that cafe area. This is really important to hold. It opens up a flank for the enemy team to get in onto his own. Bombing in from cafe is actually pretty good if you don't get spotted immediately. Get pretty far in onto the enemy team, especially when they're holding in flowers like this. It's not in the immediate sightlines of his opponent should he choose to go there, but right now he's just standing forward. Pencil jumps up on top of that little, I don't know, like the wall. As Amarok is going for the same jump once again, and Scout Class decides that he's not going in.
Alright, Eames still peeking aggressively with Wiethoofd, trying to help as well, but as soon as gets caught here, tries to get something out of it quickly, and with some backup by Daddy, they get a lot of damage. They're picking up Zorks too. This is the first time we've seen two people dead at the same time on one team here, and immediately they're trying to take advantage of it, but Kanix gets piped straight away. Olga weak too. It will be Seeds getting forced here earlier though, from the backline, so despite the initial push not working out, it didn't need to, because they got the distraction going, and that's all that matters. Frenchies in the picture now. They need to maybe wait for Kanix. Now looks like they're already squaring up, ready to push with the 5 players they have right now.
Yeah, getting that force is really big, but luckily for Valor Ants, Amarok is just right back in there, gets that force onto Mula, and the enemy team, I mean Valor Ants, they're already back out. Frenchie's not able to get into any sort of position. They have claimed middle for themselves, but it looks like Valor Ants, they're posturing around flowers already. Never mind, they just decided to back off to their own choke as both teams are building Uber. Seeds is at a 20% advantage. He's going to be looking to build that up once again. It's actually 30%, which is, it's in that zone where you can push off of it if you want to, but it's pretty hard. You have to get onto the medic pretty much immediately because it's very easy for Mula just to kite this just a tiny little bit. You have to go in right now, and actually looks like they are walking in through flowers so far. Karnax does go down to Azunas onto the flank, and suddenly it looks like the Frenchies just decide they don't want to contest this that much anymore. Raph is in behind onto second, but it doesn't look like he'll have enough time to cap the point. So I do believe he has been spotted, but he's going to be looking for something. Yeah, there we go. Soldier has seen him. It's going to be so hard. Ball pretty much entirely in Raph's court right now. He's going to have to try and make something happen onto this team.
Alright, Raph in the back. They have a play to Walker potentially, but it doesn't stop Valor Ants from just continuing forward. For now, Amarok, the one taking his chance, does not get through too much, unfortunately. I believe that's the end of this attempt. Not for Raph, though in the backline, tries to get through as well. Gets spotted early though, Neversorix shut him down like any good scout duo will once they have the sights on the target here. So, crisis averted for Valor Ants, and here comes take 2. Again, the soldiers in. Azunas behind as well, I believe. So, a lot of things happening for them. Never weakened choke as well. Will barely live. Trying so hard to bust this point open here with the one pick they have. But Azunas spotted in the backline does put a stop to this potentially. They're so far in already, though.
They are so far in. Look at Eames right now. He's in such good position. Actually gets that Uber Force out. He could do so much damage. Finally, the counter Uber does come out. But Amarok does end up going down there. Not quite in range of Seeds. Looks like the Frenchies, they aren't in quite yet. Olga is clearing stickies, but they have 2 players behind right now. Raph is just in. Sorix has gone down so far, but Raph is taken down now. But look at the health on Valor Ants' side right now. Deli actually goes down, and it looks like they've managed to sort of safely navigate their way out of this. All of a sudden, Frenchies, they find themselves 3 dead, including their demo man, getting into second already, and the Frenchies, they want nothing to do with it. If they lose Lula in this situation, it's pretty much a round for the enemy team, for Valor Ant, and Valor Ant kind of knows this. Deli's still dead. They're taking Lobby off of this.
Yeah, that was such a sudden shift of pace here as well. A long stalemate into just this sunburst of movement. They clearly overextended off of it. Another attempt by Azunas to get in here to keep this into a good last position, but won't get to the medic, and with the small ad they had, they're not trusting it understandably enough. So as well, Alien on Sniper as well as an Engineer on Last, the defense are setting up right now on the French side here to hold on to this round. Maybe just a bit longer. Azunas on Spy for a second, actually back on it. He just tripled his dwarf there as well, but he's staying on Spy for the remainder of this one life he has here.
I do believe he has been spotted out. There was a player, might have been Olga, might have been Alien Smiley, in spawn, checking off classes on the Spy. So they do know that's Alien walking around the Pyro. Not actually the Olga Pyro, but the Soldier. It's pretty important. Olga actually still in spawn on the Spy, just checking everything, making sure. And look at Alien. They just know that there is a Spy somewhere. They're looking for him, and it's going to be so hard for Azunas not to get anything. He's actually just going to walk over to the right side area. It's even instead a safe little area to decloak. Does decloak. almost get spotted out. However, I think it's important to note he did see that banner onto Olga. He's going to go onto Raph, get that kill, and it looks like the right side will be opened up for Valor Ants. They can actually get through, and this pyro of Alien Smiley has hit all of the flags. It actually looks like he is going to, but look at Azunis. He's in onto the Demo. Deli does go down, and right now, though the last point is blown completely wide open for Valor Ants. The Demo down is so much area denial. Not there. Actually, the Sentry's been sapped as well. Pops and crit do happen, and the Ubers are traded. It does look like the action Valor Ants, that Uber's going to last way longer right now. It's just Alien Smiley on that pyro, and as soon as is still on Spy. He's been an absolute menace so far, but that is so many players on the point. He gets a stab on the Karnax. Finally, he goes down, but that's Deli dead as well, but only Amarok and Eames left both so low. Amarok's taken down. Seeds does escape with his life. That was actually pretty much the best that Azunis could have hoped for, given the fact that they already knew he was on Spy.
Yeah, problem was though that his entire team had to leave last at one point during this push, so everything that happened he took so long. He got really great picks there and all, but they just took forever, so the spawns came in at some point and it just negated so much of the impact he had there, unfortunately. It's really unfortunate because those opportunities don't come often. He had to work really hard for them, but in the end, it will be an even game still at the end of this one, with both teams having Uber now, Alien on Spy right now, just seeing if there's anything they need to take care of, because last time they clearly did enough, so and a heavy on top of things on defense as well, just to make this as hard as possible for Valor Ants to have a shot at the last push here.
Olga is on a banner, as Azunis is taking out by a nice little sticky trap out of Delhi. So I do believe we may be looking at a sack coming in at some point, but no, Raph just looks out of that shutter door and it's like, nope, not doing that. That's scouts on high ground. Soldier with respect for his life, it's just not worth it at all, is it, Dom?
Yeah, probably both teams still very much in the let's play it safe mode, and despite the best attempts here for Valor Ants not yet succeeding, but hey, if the spy doesn't work, maybe the other class can do similar things, will succeed. Never this time the playmaker on Sniper instead. Both these flank players taking the shot at these off classes. We'll see if it works for them this time around. As they're trying to approach from lobby, maybe into right side, maybe left. We have all right sidelines on the last point.
It's kind of hard as a sniper into Sunshine last. We do have this angle on right side. He has been pulled by Raph. Gets a nice little body shot. It's a clean shot onto the engineer. Doesn't quite hit it though. Just going to charge up the shot. Go for the sentry kill. Actually manages to miss the sentry gun, which is about as depressing as it gets.
Oh no, he hit the first one. And the second one was just like, oh yeah, please shoot the gun with me, guys. Because he did 150, he just needed the soldier to hit it too. And yeah, I mean, it worked, right? The first 150 is the most important one, because any rocket from distance is so much less damage.
It's actually going to go into underneath right now. Alien is on the counter sniper. Have to watch out for him. But look at Raph, he just gets taken down by Nevo. And now, all of a sudden, right side is opened up for Valor Ants. They're going to be moving in already, trying to take this space, giving Nevo a much deeper angle onto the enemy sideline, into the enemy last. But it looks like that denial, that sniper of Alien, is making it so that no one on Valor Ants is really willing to go in. They don't have the, I guess, the cojones to decide that they actually want to go forward with this.
I don't think it's a French word for that, but I'm going to let it slide. As the snipers are just staring each other down, trying to make it impossible for each other to really take some peeks. Never finally rotates, but Alien Smiley has the easier time here, just sitting right behind the fence and can choose whichever sideline suits him best right now. As he trying to keep each other in check. Also, that gun by Karnax was like rebuilt immediately. By the time they peeked again, it was just up there at level 3 again. Then he takes a big headshot there, doesn't die, just barely, thanks to the buff he had, but it's still a little bit of space gone here that they could have used. I'm really slow about it though, and really just looking for actual picks more so than damage, I think, at this point.
Yeah, I mean, you want a pick, and then you want like a secondary pick. That's actually a pick onto the sniper, which is really big. Because now, all of a sudden, we're going to see Valor Ants. They're going to walk right back into this right side. Because that sniper isn't watching, they're going to be looking to walk forward, but that is Deli hitting 1-2 pipes onto Nevo, goes right down. Olga and Raph come in, find the follow-up kill onto Azunis. So now, all of a sudden, they're going to have to back out of this. Losing that sniper, losing that soldier means that they will not be able to hold lobby in full conscience. So Olga, he must be nearing this banner right now, but it doesn't really seem like the Frenchies even want to go for a sack right now. Because Olga is on this banner, he doesn't want to go forwards, and Raph was not really in a position to go for anything of his own.
Yeah, and realistically, the most you really want to do there is maybe try and sag. Pushing out of this with the spawns coming up soon is pretty much a death sentence if Uber isn't insane straight away. Surely Valor Ants is ready enough for potential play there. Now it's their time to play again, and Nebo gets the snap on the engineer. That's the gun down any second here. It's just a little bit more spam they need to take that thing down pretty quickly. In the meantime, it's still Nebo with Alien Smiley to contest with on the other side of his sideline and barely will lift the soldiers. Even gun goes down eventually. Karnik still 5 seconds away from spawning. They're trying to make more space here. Team's going incredibly weak. They're dancing off the sideline just barely as well. They're cutting it really close there, but they're getting the damage just like last time. They're keeping this sideline in check as much as they can on the Frenchies.
Yeah, at this point, we only have 3 minutes left before a round reset. But honestly, it feels like nobody's really able to crack into this last. They're not able to find any sort of advantage that's big enough to be able to push out of or into the enemy team with. Getting kind of dire for them. Alien Smiley still on that spy, checking for off classes. Amarok is 1 HP. Okay, there we go.
Right, yeah, like you said, the time reset is, or the round reset is coming up on the timer. Valor Ants has to put in some drastic matches, and the exchange seems to be, but Pyro Gun denying a lot of it. Sorry, it's getting dropped in the midst of that as well. Gun goes down eventually, but that's trading a gun for a player. Make that 2 as soon as it takes on Raph with him, but point is, they're 2 down here, and will the Frenchies take this push out of last now? They have full ad and only 1 player down right now, but they could also just bank the round reset in just about 2 minutes.
It looks like they will be pushing forward. It's actually Amarok so far forwards, gets 1 rocket off the Mula, but unfortunately not a second one. So Olga has popped that banner, they're just going to use that to walk in onto second, and because of that, Mula actually still hasn't popped, so now the French is going to be looking to walk into middle. Looks like Valorant, they're not really willing to contest this that much. They do have 2 players, Azunis and Nevo are on the high ground, but he's just going to be bombing across. Actually, Alien Smiley gets taken down. Nice little pipe there by Eames, and look at Raph, he's gone down as well. Suddenly, the tides have turned, even though the Frenchies, they still have ad, but they've lost some players, and all of a sudden, they do not want to be anywhere near Valorant. Seeds is nearing Uber himself, and it looks like we're back to where we started.
Yeah, this is the problem, right? They needed to take the midpoint with Uber. Be it using it or not, it doesn't matter too much. They had to take the midpoint for all of this to be worth it. Now it's just a full reset to the situation at hand here, except with more time to Valorant. So the risk of just exchanging their workload perfectly for them somehow in the middle of all of that. Trying to actually get some more of this as well. So it's really aggressive. Eames tries to get in with him on the left. Also jumps as well. Amarok with the actual attempt to get in here. Gets denied really quickly though by Pyro. And Sorix also falling very shortly afterwards to Jelly as well. Quick chase by Raph, trying to get more, but Valorant obviously realizing they can't afford to stay close anymore. They need to go back outside into the second area. Maybe even a bit more as the attempts are already coming in here.
Yeah, Olga does jump in, but gets taken down by Nevo, so they're just going to reposition on this side of Valorant, around the point on the other side, and suddenly, Frenchies is not really able to follow up. Olga going down there meant that they didn't have the man, the muscle to really stay in at all. Olga did force them behind, a little bit back, but it just wasn't quite enough. Now the sentry gun is coming out of Karnax, just going to be whacking away with that pyro out of Alien. Going to be completely denying any sort of aggression onto it. There's actually a soldier, Zunis, is being fairly aggressive here onto the right side. So is the scout, and so is Amarok. No kills really are happening because of this. Actually, sentry gun has gone down. Look at Amarok, he's so far in. That's Deli going down, and suddenly this is wide open right now. The sentry's taken down as well, and so is Olga. Nevo's not in. It's just a pyro on the point, but look at Mula. Mula's like 30 HP already. Hazunis does go down. It looks like Valorant, they don't quite have the bodies that they need to throw on this point. They don't have ad, and Deli has come back up. All of a sudden, what was looking really good, suddenly not that good anymore. They're actually repositioning up top here.
The only thing I can say about this game so far is that you need to back up a big mouth with big gameplay, and right now neither team is quite able to do that. Everyone insisting on being the better team before the game, but at the moment they're just all falling short in their attempts. The Frenchies can't get consistently out of last, and Valor Ants can't really find their way in here as well, having obviously much more time to do these attempts into the last point as well. We now only have 10 more minutes left here, and the defense is standing strong of the Frenchies, but round time is not that pretty anymore. Last time, if they went for the round reset, it would have been much better. This time, they will have to deal with this exchange again. Maybe have a chance to get out here.
Yeah, Azunis does Actually, that's Amarok getting the sentry. Sorry. But nothing really else comes of it, and Uber for a sentry pick is not that good. They do get the trade, and it looks like they're actually just willing to walk right in. That's actually Deli going down, and suddenly Olga going down as well. Alien's Body's on the point, but he's very, very low. It's heavy on Karnax, however, it does so much damage. It's such a big body. It hasn't been taken down. That's a lot of cap time. Luckily for Karnax, he does have a medic capable of bowing him. Suddenly, Valorant not able to stay on second at all. They're only 2 up with Eames and Seeds. Potentially not getting forwards here. Amarok and Seeds just about to get it. Spawn on second instead, and looks like Valorant don't really want anything to do with this mid.
That is really unfortunate that this is such a bad loss at the end of the last push here, because it was probably their best attempt too. They were just falling short on a bit of focus fire towards the end, with the heavy living way too long, and a little bit more damage being there. One player dying a little bit later would have changed all of that, but here come the Frenchies with add into mid again, trying to take this possibly without using. People are still around. They have to deal with some resistance here. Speaking of which, the bot by Azunis is trying to come in, doesn't like the attempt though. Second form by Amarok, maybe more so, tries to get to the deli at the very least, get something here, but none of this is really sticking in the end.
Yeah, and so now Nevo will be sniping out of that forwards, but he just gets spotted out. Back spawns immediately. Olga is forced. Stay around looking at the shutter door for a while. Do his best drag impersonation, you know. Just look at the big door for a while, have fun. He's just gonna walk off, decides that maybe Nevo has decided to change his ways, go a different direction in his life. So now, Frenchies, they want to get into second somehow, but it is really difficult because both teams have Uber and neither team wants to push in and make a mistake at this point. We are only looking at 8 minutes left of the map, and if you make a mistake at this point, with the pace that we have been seeing so far, mistake could be absolutely crucial. Exactly what the opposite team needs in order to win.
Yeah, it will be going down to the wire here with the pace we're on right now. And we've been in this damage obviously before already as well. And we've seen both teams being really hesitant about taking chances here on the second point. We've seen now how the Frenchies approach it, seeing as they were the ones on second before, I believe. That was early in the game, now we're late game, like you mentioned. So all of this is quite different. Sooner or later someone will have to do something drastic here.
It's just a matter of who decides to do something drastic first and whether the opposing team is able to counter it and sort of not lose to the drastic measures that will eventually have to take place. But unfortunately, like right now, neither team is incentivized to push in any way. Like, there's no real reason to push unless you just randomly find a pick. Like, yeah, you could sack in one soldier maybe just for the sake of it. But really, honestly, where's the argument? The timer's gonna end in 6.5 minutes now. You're gonna keep playing like this. Sure, you can sack in soldiers. It looks like that's probably what Valorant are gearing up to do. But then what? You sack in a soldier, you don't get a medic force. What happens then?
Big way you have to look at this is, right, that after this it will go to mid-fight if there's a round reset. So what do you trust more, your ability to make a play on second or your mid-fights right now? It looks like Valorant has decided they won't get picky early and they people forward, but Nevo won't get out of it. Soldiers just barely living for the attempt to get Alien, but it's a 1-for-1 in the end, and with one scout down each. Sure, there's one less aerial denial on the field for a bomb, but are you willing to go down 2 players for the attempt even?
Yeah, I don't think you are. It is a scout taken down, so it's a bit of area denial that isn't really there anymore. But that's actually Raph this time. Goes right in onto Seeds. Gets really nice rockets onto Sorex. Fortunately, Sorex tagged both of the rockets for his medic, so they do go 1-for-1. I don't think anything should come of this. Deli gets a single sticky onto Amarok there. Maybe it was a Zunis. Maybe it doesn't matter. It was onto a soldier. It was not scary, as we're just trying to fill time right now. Nothing. Again, nobody's really willing to do anything. That was the soldier sack that just kind of came in because they felt like they could. But I think it's important to note here, Dom, that we get a golden cap before we get a round reset.
At this point, yes, very much so. And I don't know who that would really benefit. We only had this one round here, so we don't really have any like general data to go off how they play these mids, who was generally winning them or something like that. was just that one little fight we had. I'm sure that was better for Valor Ants, I believe, but not by a lot. Both medics lived it. So there's nothing much to go off here. Like, even going into the golden cap, it's just a complete blind guess for them what they're gonna like have to deal with on that one.
Yeah, but I think it's important to consider the fact that on the golden cap, it is 15 minutes of duration. And whoever has the midpoint capped at the end of those 15 minutes would
Which is
get
surprising,
the
because
dub.
that's not the current ETF build ruling, I believe.
I
So,
believe
we're
in-
living the past, but that's okay.
Yeah, isn't it 10 minutes in ETF2
And
right
no,
now?
it's 15 minutes, and if the round ends, then you get one more mid-fight, and that decides it.
Oh. Yeah, that sounds crazy. But guys, I think it's time. I've been practicing this for a while. Wait, never mind. Maybe somebody's doing something. Oh, there's just Olga spamming. I feel like I can
peeking a
do
little
this
bit.
now. Are you ready, Dum?
I don't know what you're doing, so probably not, no.
Guys, get your duvets over here. Actually, that's right. He's bombing in, but welcome to the ASMR stream. We have been looking at stalemates for a really long time. So I think the teams are getting a little bit antsy, but I think it's important for you guys to sort of cozy up. You know, outside the weather's not that good today. Just get a blanket, get cozy, get a cup of tea, get a cup of coffee. Sit back, relax. Think about your day. You're on holiday right now. How has it been? You're on lockdown. Maybe this is an opportunity to change your life. Do you like where you are right now? Could you go anywhere else? Is this the right direction? Who knows? Just think about it, you know? I'm not that relaxing. I kind of thought about this bit if I got to cast 7, but I'm not casting 7. I'm casting this instead. So we're just going to be nice, relaxed, calm. Nothing's
I think we have to
really
put a hold
bad
to
now.
that one, though, because I heard a horn being duded. That might be on the French side. I believe Olga had one. They're trying to point forward with it now. Banner has been deployed, but can it actually get something? Raph from one side, Olga from the other. Trying to pincer in, but he hits a nice serve to lift that one. So all of a sudden, a lot of things are happening, but with not any of the effect the Frenchies were really looking for.
I mean, like, I kind of get the banner, but ultimately it just kind of didn't get anything. Players didn't go forwards. Finally, actually, Amarok goes in. Guys, somebody died.
Crashes with
Karnak,
Karnak, yeah.
unfortunately. But Amarok goes down as well. Olga's super low. Azunis is going to find this kill, and suddenly it looks like Frenchies, they aren't really that able to go into mid. Finally, the Uber comes out of A team. Counter does come out. There's Raph going down. But 3 dead for the Frenchies means that they don't want to be anywhere near Valorant right now. They're just going to walk into second already. Karnak's on heavy in spawn. Trying to shoot out players a little bit. I don't think he's actually going to go for any serious play.
I think he's just hoping that the soldiers shoot him a little bit too much and he somehow gets the medic out of that, or at least any kill. Right now with the others. Olga as well still there. Not exactly on the subtle class here with the heavy, and also not on the subtle minigun for that matter, so Noise has revealed him. He has to spawn back. And maybe now, with 2 minutes left, we can answer the age-old question. How many Frenchies does it take to push Sunshine last?
It takes a lot, I think we've discovered so far. More than the 9 that we've currently got on the server. As it's just not been going well. I mean, Sunshine last is kind of known as that last that is like impossible to push if you don't have the biggest ad in the world, and even then it can be really hard. But it looks like at this point Valorant, they're just going to want to go in anyway, take the trade, get something afterwards. Uber is popped out of Valorant, but that looks like they are getting absolutely nothing to show for it. Not a single kill happens, as Eames is the only one to die out of that, and it's on Valorant's side as well. They tried to go in, they tried to make something happen with 1.5 minutes left. All they get to show for it. It's like those like really dumb t-shirts you used to see in tourist shops, dumb, where it's like, my friend casted lockdown, throwdown, round of 8, and all he got me was this, and then it says a bad word, bleep t-shirt, but in this case, it's actually just like 30 minutes of nothing.
Well, now 40 seconds, technically in the realms of possibility, but it has to be an insane one straight away here. And the gun Pyro are back up again. You don't see Pyro all that much on this map, but they're really dedicated to that, it seems. And it's clearly working on the side of the Frenchies, so the holes are strong here, where Valorant pushes at his falling short every time gun goes down quickly. They're doubling down on this one, 1-for-1 there, point being played.
Yeah, the Ubers actually come out. Finally, the counter does get popped out in Lula, and that happens really, really late. No further kills will be happening. Azunis and Amarok taken down. That's both soldiers. It's 16 seconds left, so Eames is going to try to reposition up top. Good round comes out in the chat, but Seeds actually gets a kill onto Olga, but with 6 seconds left, Nobody on Valorant even close to the point. It looks like we will just be going straight in to a nice golden cap. What a riveting game this has been so far.
That's up to be seen in this golden cap right now for the first map of this match.
Yeah, this is, if you are just joining us right now, you haven't really missed that much. We had a 0-0 game, the first round of 8 matchup between the Frenchies with a really long name and Valor Ants. Map didn't really do that much. We are in a golden cap right now, which means that whatever team has middle, the end of 15 minutes will be taking the map home right now. We are onto the mid fight, and Eames looks like the teams are just swapping places. Besides Azunis, who's in onto Delhi, immediately goes down, and suddenly this gets really difficult for the Frenchies. Without that DuMmTm, that's a lot of damage they don't have. The scout does go in, Karnax is dead, but so is Amarok, and Siege goes down, gets taken down by Olga. It's Raph finding Eames as well. Suddenly, it's just Nevo and Sarge left alive, but only Alien and Mula. They're running all the way back to second. They cannot fight this. Alien not fancying himself a 2v1. Just walks back onto last. They're going to get this ad, but they probably, at this point, they won't be able to get last. Look at all the space that Valorant are actually taking. They're sitting up on mid. And Zunis right now, walking close to Flowers. He's going to want to get force off of this.
Alright, despite mid loss though, with the medic staying alive, like you mentioned, Bular getting out of here. Still have a chance to retake this. These mid pushes haven't been that great for them though so far in this match. They really need a really good one to make this one damn mid point, and maybe more off of that as well. Maybe the Uber comes off at some point. So far, again, really hesitant about taking space quickly, let alone using the Uber. And with Eames getting a kill early onto Delhi, they might not be able to do it at all.
That kill onto Delhi is so important, but it looks like maybe Eames is going to go down. Never mind, Seeds walking on water just decides that Eames doesn't die today. Raph is going to bomb in, try to get a kill, but he just gets shut down by Eames. Those were really nice arrows coming out of Seeds, really saving his team, and suddenly everyone on the Frenchies are dead. It's just Alien, Smiley, and Delhi left alive. Delhi is a spawner. It gets really difficult now for the Frenchies. They aren't even going to have spawners in time. They're actually being really careful here on Valorant, checking all the corners, making sure there isn't a soldier hiding, but that's actually not maybe where you want to be right now mentally.
Well, this is the best chance they might be have all match so far into last year with this much advantage. Gun barely being built, might reach level 2, but not much more than that, so not 216 help on that thing. And still the Pyro as well. They're certainly putting up as good a defense as they can, but Valor Ants isn't really doing a quick push out of this one either. They need to take this chance. It's not going to get much better than this.
The Uber is popped out, and that's essentially going down immediately. The Pyro not able to do that much this time around, but they're going to have to find more frags here. Valorant, they don't find anything. It's only Azunis going down so far, and that's not the kill that you want to see happen. Raph is bombing in, gets a lot of damage onto Siege. Evo has gone down in the meantime as well. That's a fully buffed Heavy. Eames gets a kill onto Olga, but it looks like it's just that. He goes down as well. No demo man, no soldier, no scout for Valorant means that they really don't want to fight second here. There's actually Amarok going in onto Mula, tries to get the force. Doesn't seem like he's able to get a single point of damage onto Mula here, as he has solid 20% ad right now.
Delhi just flexing instead of going around the wall. You just go straight through the window with this jump, and now straight into mid as well, getting juggled about a little bit more so this time around. We see it has been good to respond, but they still have the pick to spawn. The soldier not coming in, and another one going down means they will have players, and health is so bad. They're escaping through choke, trying to lift this push they brought upon themselves, and will get out of this one alive with still one pick in their favor, but no space to go for anything anymore.
Yeah, unfortunately, just not quite realizing how small that Ubercharge ad actually was. So Valorant were able to just completely hold on to that. Suddenly, Frenchies found themselves in a position where they had to flash in a lot of players through Cafe, which made their Uber a lot shorter than otherwise would have been. That meant that the Uber for Valorant just ended up being a lot better. They all had to funnel back out of a choke. They took so much damage. Mula dropped dangerously low there towards the end, but luckily for them, nobody's really there to follow it up. You're just seeing a little bit of counter-aggression coming out of Valorant. They're not really able to get anything off of it so far, however.
Alright, 10 more minutes on this golden cap, and at that point it is pretty much a done deal here. Right now it's Valorant in possession of mid, but we are still a good bit away from that really mattering too much. For now they have to still worry about maybe just ending this game before the Frenchies get any good chances into the midpoint by themselves here, and We've seen a lot of this stalemate. We've seen as soon as Amarok mostly being the one taking chances, all of the banner before as well, but none of that here quite yet, and no one really trying to go for anything fancy. No, it seems again, he had one chance before and he will take another, but getting shut down early this time as well.
All it takes is one kill onto either medic for this game to completely swing into overdrive, and it's going to get so excited. We're all going to be crazy excited about it. But Ian's going down. It's actually a pretty big deal. That's DuMmTm dead. Means a lot of area now. Those sticky bombs, super important in keeping the enemy teams at bay, not willing to push forwards. But it looks like the Frenchies, they see the multiple players out of Valorant on that bell tower, and they don't want to contest it at all. They're just going to walk back out of flowers once again. Now, we're back where we started.
Quite literally, because this is how the entire match started as well, with this exact stalemate here in Valorant, taking a sweet long time to make something happen. For now, they're trying again. As soon as it goes down early, Canix through choke does not get eaves, as the rest of the flank trying to get through flowers, also, or through Cafe even, also can't quite get through. So that's a 1-for-1 exchange here. They're still fairly far forward, but not really committed to anything just yet. Still hanging about, maybe seeing if something commits into them instead. But so far the Frenchies have shown not much willingness to do just that, so it's Amarok trying to take his chance, and he will. And he gets
destroyed as well. Oh my god, that's a sequence of events. I hope everyone in the chat is so excited. They just can't hide it. I had that song playing in my head. I am out of breath, but oh my god, that is exactly what Valorant need. Mula going down there to a crazy rocket out of Amarok, and all of a sudden, it's really difficult for them to hold it. Seeds has a 90% ad. It is getting smaller by the second, but it looks like Valorant, they are getting up. Getting this capture point captured.
This is why games like this are so slow, because everyone on the server knows what the other team can be capable of if you let them just do it, and it immediately goes back the moment they had one chance to do that on Valorant, coming into last one with this Uber push.
Olga is behind, but that Uber doesn't actually get that much. It's essentially dead. There's everything on the point now. All of a sudden, Pyro is there. Olga behind in this flank is actually doing a lot of work, pulling back the enemy team, as he's not able to find anything. Actually, misses a couple of rockets. Karnax does get a kill onto Eames, so that means that the aggression coming out of Valorant is just not quite enough. That was, if you're ever going to get golden ticket to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, that's it. Where the chocolate factory being getting around a map win versus the Frenchies, of course. Don't quite get it. Amarok really stepping up. It's not quite enough, and all of a sudden, Frenchies are pushing out, but it's important to remember, Seeds is already at 80%. That's a soldier in onto Mula. Doesn't get the shot. Nevo goes down as well alongside his brethren in Azunis. Mula got shot really low there, but 2 dead. For Valorant means that they will be backing up onto mid, but they do have an Uber to hold this.
I only just now realized that Olga had no shotgun for a little while here, which is interesting to see. The ad is not really there anymore. Aim's one goes down quickly as well. It's cleaned up by Sorex, and it might be the attempt goal. No, they double down on that one. Just throw in the Demo Man, make the most of what they have here. That will be the force, but will it be good enough? They're 2 down right now. A good play aggressively by Valorants could get them the force if they can just get out alive as well. And here comes the attempt, and damage is there, and it catches Karnax too.
Yeah, that is actually really important. If they don't get that Forcer, they're probably going to have to give up mid. And if the pace of this game so far is anything we have to go off of, that would be potentially disastrous for Valorant. Luckily, they do end up getting that Force. Seeds now has a solid, and I repeat, very solid, rock solid 15% advantage. They're actually just going to move in off of this one Olga pick. They're in onto the Sentry Gun, does get taken down, but Pyro is so scary as the projectiles. I don't know about you, Dom, but I've multiple situations, been in situations where I've just like dropped my medic by shooting rockets at a Pyro, which is not advisable. But Karnax has gone down, but so is Sarkis, and Eames dead as well now. All of a sudden, Valorant they're not able to stay in at all. Sarkis, Amarok, and Eames are all going to respawn, but they will not be able to continue that push.
Alright, 5 minutes 50 left on the clock here, and the Frenchies need to get out of this last point here. Those like 1 pick ad they had out of this failed last push by Valorants won't be good enough for them to dare leave this last point with. So they're trying to just hold on to this for a little bit longer before they even try to see if they can find an opportunity to leave this. And it's not going to be easy, even if that opportunity comes. Olga the one trying to get this play started for them, being on the spy class right now. It worked for Azunis, why not for me as well?
He's in a pretty decent position right now. I don't think he has been called out All it takes is a little bit of bad RNG. That soldier Amarok walks like one step closer to him. That is him getting caught out in the open. As I do believe he is just trying to scout out right now. He's trying to get an angle onto that medic, but with Nebo watching over him in that position, it's actually really difficult. He's going to have to do something about Nebo. Nebo's going to have to move if he wants to go in onto the medic here.
And maybe some play by the rest of the team to force people out of different positions here could be the way to go, but obviously it's going to be difficult for anyone to even get a chance start, let alone one that is going to be safe for them to get out with as well. You don't want to lose two players to your own force attempt. We see how that worked out last time, which is to say it didn't at all, and that's what got them here in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, right now, nobody's really able to find anything, but Valorant now, it's important to realize that we are in a world where we could be seeing the 0-round captured victory for Valorant. There's 4.5 minutes left, and it doesn't look like the Frenchies are really in a position to do anything at all. Pretty much everything rides on Olga right now. He's going to have to find something, but he's managed to wiggle himself into a position as the spy, which is just like, I don't know where you go here. He's almost just going to have to walk back into last. Get on a different class. As he looks like he's just giving up. Yeah, okay.
The whole weight of his team is on his shoulders there if he wants to be the playmaker, and as we all know, Raph is at least twice the height of him, so that doesn't sound very much like something that they want to do here. So we're back to normal class. Well, roughly so anyway. Cunixaphilistes sniper now. Spy has been called off. No good opportunity came to be from this. And it was onto the safer pick class instead. Valor Ants very much knowing the win condition as well here. They know, yeah, we might not have pushed anything, but at this point we don't need to, because your push outs of last are much worse than even our pushes into last as well. So we have very much content with this. You are the ones that have to step up as well now, with only 3 minutes 20 left on the clock.
Yeah, as you were saying, Raph is very big. Olga has to carry the weight of his team. Maybe Karnax feels more up to the challenge. Raph being the big size that he is, he's very heavy, hard to carry, but it looks like Karnax just gets instantly shot down. Amarok and Azunis combining to get a kill onto the sniper, alleviating a lot of the pressure onto their medic.
That's the first attempt to get out of last done and dealt with for Valor Ants. Only 3 more minutes. At this point, they have the whole second here with, really. That is just down win condition at this point. They're even still daring to take the place into last. Why bother waiting for 3 minutes? You can just get one good shot into last with the gun does live, but Spencer goes down. The damage is there. It's not quite enough yet as they're trying to peek from left side here into last, trying to get something going here. Raph goes weak. Scouts there to pepper him down, and Eames the one to get the final blow on that.
I wanted to speak there. I just bounced my microphone onto my desk. You're gonna have to help me for a second while I set it up properly.
Well, I mean, we're not missing much just yet. Raph got cleaned up, Amarok falls in return, and that's about all that really happened there. So we're still in this stalemate. 2 more minutes left to play. Looks like the Frenchies might call for some desperate measures here. They need to. 2 minutes left. They can't sit here for the end of time, because the end of time means they will lose the game. They will have to do something. It looks like they want to push through lower. The Uber seems to be ready to go with Olga on the B. Maybe he's just a sack as well, and he just wants to have 300 by the time he leaps into the Esther. Risky business though with the medic disbuff board, and 2 people off of last. If Valor Ants does anything here, there's going to be stuff lacking on the last point. Olga wants forward now. They're committing the beam with it, and it will be an Uber force into the second point, with the flashes coming out quickly for the red team, but Olga nowhere to go either.
Yeah, Olga's the only person from his team in. That is him going down. The Ubers were traded. I don't even think I honestly, at this point, Dom, I find it incredibly ironic that Raph, who spent 30 minutes arguing about the rules, is about to lose to the rules. But, you know,
Life
I guess
comes
just how
at
it
you
goes.
fast. Well, in this case, really, really slowly, actually. But yeah, sometimes it do be like that. And right now, Valor Ants can just probably look to be taking this one home, because it's the Frenchies that have to rush this into mid for the last minute here. Do have any chance, and they're trying their hardest to get out of the last point here.
Azunis was in a really nice spot. Look at this, it's just a back cap. He just gets it free and he takes it at the end. Ian's the nice friendly fuck you in the chat as he gets the victory with 46 seconds left. Azunis had the perfect, not allowed ETF2L sort of edge bug on Snakewater. Nobody saw him. He just walked in through lower, got the round cap, back cap with that pain train, and
we got our answer. How many Frenchies does it take to push into Sunshine last? The answer is not 6, not 3, not 9, just exactly one single Azunis is all it takes, and there you go.
As have all 12 players on the server now, so we're just ready for someone to press the magic button. Can I get Jorge in chat just saying F12? There we go. We're ready, readying up. This is the Lockdown Throwdown invite group quarterfinals between the Frenchies with a really long name and, of course, Valor Ants. Definitely not Aura Electro. Map 1 was an absolute slog. Hopefully, this mid will be more exciting, Dum.
Let's see, as we're taking it into mid-fight number 1 for map 2 in this quarter-final matchup between these two teams. Not a lot happened last map, a lot of happening already on the mid-fight here, but no one really quite committing just yet. As soon as gets the first kill here from the Lions is just a thorn in their side right now. They have to keep track of him. He's right there, doesn't commit though either. He had the chance to maybe go for something, but it's just taking space and making sure they get the midpoint for now.
Azuna's actually really deep here onto the enemy team. He's all the way behind enemy lines. He tried to go onto a flank here. He shoots early rockets, alerting them to his presence. Actually, Amarok does go down. Gets picked up by Olga, but in the meantime, Azunas is in behind. He gets that force. Does get taken down in the end, but now Seeds has found himself a nice little 90% overcharge advantage, which should be good to go for him. They're going to be trying to walk forwards into second, hopefully sooner rather than later. It looks like they're just waiting for Azunas and Amarok to come back up alive. But in the meantime, it looks like Mueller's actually managed to find himself 50% overcharge already. Raph is sitting on the pipe here, waiting to go in. Olga's sniping as well. Wanting to find a pick here onto Seeds, doesn't quite get anything right now. There's Raph in onto Seeds, get the force, and look how far back they are right now. They're not in any sort of position at all to contest here on into this last, and now suddenly Mueller, he's finding himself a cheeky little ad as well. That sentry gun is going to disappear immediately as they get ready to push forwards.
Alright, yeah, 1 point gotten, but like you said, with not much ability to do much more than that, but we're in everyone's favorite position in the game. Snakewater last, and a vile chance to get out of it. They're taking their chances early. Carnic gets dead on spoiled early by Eames there, and that's all that really happens in Subas. Again, people are threatening back cap, but no one's quite getting it. Azunas is behind, but gets spotted early, can't get a kill, can't get the back cap. It forces people back though, so they will have to go back to last. Alien Smiley in 20 seconds or so. However, going down here to Sorek, so they do still get some kills, and never already on the pointy, but gets spotted straight away. Raph just out of the spawn door, catches him straight away.
Perhaps a little bit overzealous there. He could have just waited a couple seconds, because look at Seeds. He's got a nice little 50% overcharge. Nebo goes in way too quick there for the rest of his team. Eames actually getting juggled, but that's Mueller and Deli getting blown sky high both. Raph has gone down as well. It's only Azuna's dead, but right now there's nobody on the point. Stickies are finally coming up. Sark's just walking onto it. It's just Alien right there. Karnax does go down for his brother. Only Olga left alive from this point. That is a way faster round for Valor Ants. Take it 1-0 so far. This time, last time we waited like 40 minutes, 45 minutes for a round. This time, got 5 minutes. That's pretty good.
Which makes you wonder, why did they bother so much getting the higher seed here so they can pick the map if the map they didn't pick is just working on the last pushes instead? Some things you might never know. For now, all we need to know now is who wins this mid-fight here on round number 2.
Yeah, we are on to round number 2 right now, so both soldiers just going to go in immediately. Mueller gets hit by a nice early rocket there. Azunas follows it up, gets that kill onto Mueller, and suddenly it looks like everyone else on Valor Ants actually going to go down. Seeds gets taken down by Olga there, who's in behind. It's just one Amarok in onto Deli, does find the frag, and now it's just Sarks versus the world. It's just Pasta. Bucatini gets taken down, gets Olga. Alien Smiley's the sole survivor of that middle. But Mueller does spawn slightly earlier, so it's a 10% ad. That ad on Snakewater pushing into second is absolutely negligible. As they are just going to cap up that middle. Will be Alien Smiley getting it. And actually forwards wants to come out. Azunas is forwards into Saw, but it doesn't look like he will be aggressing any further right now. Frenchie's just setting up on mid. Ian's doing the same on his second respectively. Just putting up some traps. Making sure nobody can run in for free. So both teams just building up the supercharge. Neither team wants to get jumped on too quickly, and that is Olga looking at Eames, shooting some rockets, letting him know that he's got an original. He likes the Big Mac.
Alright, there we go. They're trying to take a little bit of space over Grassy with whatever little space they're given here early. They're still trapped on every corner. They need to be careful of their Eames, trying to not let anyone in, and with his pipe them and some soldiers as well, making sure no one really gets away with this as well.
Yeah, I mean, they weren't really able to find any sort of angle, so they just walk back up into Saw this time. They're going to try to get in through Saw instead, which is way more closed off and not really a position you can actually push that well through. It's actually, never mind, Olga and Karnax both surge forward here into the enemy lobby. He actually gets a kill onto Azunis. There is Karnax, and so is Amarok. He goes down to Olga, and suddenly it looks like Valor Ants, they have no real business being anywhere. That's Karnax in onto Seeds, doesn't get the force, but Nevo is so low, taken down by Alien Smiley, and there we go. This is where the pause was called, as Nevo did disconnect. Hoka tries to go back in, does beat the jump. He's super high into the air. There's Raph going in onto the scout. Doesn't quite find anything at all. Looks like they have managed to quell the storm of Frenchies suddenly aggressing onto them.
Alright, that's all the aggression onto last for now. Maybe Valor Ants is trying to peek a little bit out of last here. It's difficult on Snakewater last, and my personal opinion, the most difficult last point to push out of under just about any circumstances. So doing it with just one pick is surely not going to amount to much more than just a sag attempt. Try to get on the medic for another attempt later, but no one finds the angle of approach here. And in fact, it's a whole different angle of approach. Even then, Nevo picks up the sniper rifle out of his spawn and will take matters into his own hands now.
Yeah, this sniper is going to have to find Ash shot. I don't actually like it because it's very rare that you're actually in a position where you do get a kill onto Med, but look at Raph. He's on the spy. He's actually managed to get all the way in behind onto last already, not quite in position to go for any play quite yet. That soldier going for a resupply in spawn does signal him to go forward. He's actually just going to decloak as Seeds walks into spawn, gets headshot by Nevo, and I'm really confused about why you'd go for that.
Well, that was a dream, I suppose. Not a long-lived one for that.
Like hitting 3 pistols as Seeds doesn't walk into spawn?
A French one for sure. Either way, there's another French one as well here with Nevo trying to peek somehow out of lobby here, but everyone has so much spam. Scout feeds in very aggressively, tries to get the kill. Karnax somehow wants to be the playmaker here in the face of the sniper, and all it took was the sticky trap at the end of that one, so no real need for that, but arguably Nevo might have not gone for it if they didn't have the one pick anyway.
Yeah, 1 kill onto either team means that nobody's really in any sort of advantage. French is just struggling to take down this sticky. This is actually really funny. There we go. Finally managed to take it out. Luckily, Alien is here to help assist his poor projectile classes in doing basic hit scan aim, which, as you all know, projectile classes, they don't have to aim. They just like flick their crosshairs into the wall, and sometimes things die. It's how it works. You just like, you roll the dice every time, and then you just get killed sometimes. Nevo, honestly, I feel like he is on the sniper right now. I do think he is that same type of player. Though you can see the way he aims, where he sort of scopes in, and then he does a secondary little flick when he goes for that shot. It's it's not the way all the good snipers aim, because it adds kind of another RNG element to your sniping. But I guess it's fine. If you just like dice rolls, which some people have a fetish for, a lot of World of Warcraft players maybe in the chat right now.
Well, ultimately, as long as it works for you, that's the most important part, and it got them this far, so surely it can get them just that bit further here right now, but as it stands right now, nothing really happened yet on either side, with Karnax sniping as well. Now there you go, Nevo picking up the sniper, 1v1 win for himself. Immediately some action to lobby. Olga might not get out of here, some damage by Azunis, and Eames picks that up too. That's 2 picks out of last. Is this good enough? Alien weak as well. They have some space, they have the picks. Will this be the final push out here?
They are looking to sort of get in, but they haven't gotten any position. Hamrock did end up trying to go in, but just gets shot right back out. That's Raffin Cheese, actually. He is backed up by Karnax that almost went down, but look at Zorix. He just hits 1-2 shots, follows up with a pistol. That's Karnax dead, and all of a sudden, Nevo has such a good angle here onto Mula. Mula can actually move out of this. Somebody can just spam with him. There we go. Gets body shot by Nevo. All of a sudden, Frenchies are in a very tough spot. Raph gets a kill onto Azunis, onto that cheese flank area. not really able to do anything else. That's Olga hiding under in Africa. Actually, he jumped forwards, but I'm pretty sure he's been spotted by Sorex. Gets absolutely nothing done, does go down. So it looks like Valor Ant will be taking this point. Raf's actually going in for his own sort of amusement, I guess. I'm not really sure about this aggression. It's coming in so segmented. It's one player after another. It's just a scout. Aliens in onto Eames. Hasn't hit anything. That's one pipe. Does go down, and it looks like Frenchies have managed to sack in 3 players consecutively, one after another, instead of just doing it all at once. Uber has been delayed, but is it enough? That's another sack. Olga going down. There we go. Carnex is in. It's just one after another. Dumb. Why don't they stop?
They really feel like they need this force, arguably kind of do, because even now with the university slowly approaching, they're gonna lose these points. Second's obviously gone mid as well now. Maybe the other second might fall as well due to just not having a flank much at all here. They will just have to deal with what they have right now, and most of them are still spawns right now. They do get the forward spawns. It's huge because Alien and forward spawn just hits the sick air shot onto his unit to keep them in here, but not without a price to pay as well. Mula will have to use in the end.
Did end up having to use. So all of a sudden, all of that sort of effective, almost kind of technically forcing seeds turns into absolutely nothing. Olga does go down, but look at that soldier. Raf gets an actual force onto him, but look at the rest of his team. It's 3 dead now for the Frenchies, and Nevo's already on second capping this. Mula's actually failing this jump up onto Cheese, and Deli just gets 2-shot by Sorex. Gets a second kill onto Mula as well. He's on a 7k right now. It's just Alien Smiley left alive. Valorant, they're already in onto left side. Olga, the sole player onto his team, just gets completely shut down by his unit. That's a second round for Valorant, and it's looking scarier and scarier for the Frenchies.
Also, I have to regret to inform all of you that they did in fact not forget to extend the server reservation, so there won't be a funny moment where the server just ends in the middle of the game.
That would have just been the cherry on the top.
That would have been so good. But yeah, unfortunately we see more gameplay. As sad as that might be, this game will continue on for now, and we're heading to midfight number 3. The Frenchies had their chances, but strong response by Valor Ants here, trying to just continue on rolling forward, and the bombs are great straight away.
Yeah, that bomb onto Mula is so nice. Deli going down as well. Which means that Seeds just stays alive for her. Never mind. Olga and Raf actually do manage to get that kill towards the end. Alien Smiley just gonna walk out of Saw. Mula does spawn, but I don't think he has anyone to heal because Alien Smiley's still in. That ad he would have had doesn't exist because Seed spawns as the rest of all of Mula's players spawn.
Well, it might not be ad, but at least it's no dis ad anymore. With the medic dying on the other team as well.
That is true.
So sometimes all you need to do is just look on the bright side here, and for now, they might have lost the mid fight and have to hold second for now, but they're still having chances here. Plenty of time still left to play. All that needs to happen is just something great out of this damage here right now, and not falling to any sort of place that Valor Ants might be doing already. Trying to put on some pressure through grass, but nothing decisive yet.
Yeah, they're just trying to poke right now. As Amarok does go in for a bomb right now. Going in onto Mula, gets completely shut down. Raf is actually 17 HP. Almost going down. I'm just slightly confused about his current attempts to do things. Looks like Valorant will just go down. Raf has been AFK on that health pack for ages. Finally gets an arrow from his medic, and it looks like we're just setting back up. Amarok will be respawning, so it looks like maybe Valorant, they're moving forwards, going in for another round, another sack. They can just keep doing this all day at this point. 2 rounds is a lot of insurance.
And Olga on Spy with this now as well, for the stalemate, getting slowly but surely into position. Valor Ants obviously not aware of it yet, had no chance to really check for offcasters, just now have to expect it at some point here. No, Olga actually calls it off, he did leave spawn, but back on Soldier to side against Death. The aggression is there by Valor Ants, needing more classes to defend from this force attempt, because Mula will just barely live the first one, and they can't let the second one happen at this point.
Yeah, and luckily they actually do manage to force out the enemy team. Valorant not quite able to stay in there. That's so much spam coming into them from Saw. Cannot stay there for very long because Deli and Olga and Raf will just shut you down. Take so much splash damage with those 3 projectile classes. It's actually both Raf and Olga. They are holding the Saw right now, making it pretty much impossible for Valorant to come in, push this for very long at a time. All of the enemy team will just be able to rotate over, get ready. They could be walking grass right now, Dum. I feel like it would be a pretty good situation, but no, they're actually just going to try to walk through Saw here. Going to try to fight these two soldiers. That's Azunis, sorry, going in. Fortunately, doesn't quite make that jump. Olga and Mula getting the best one out of that. Mula took a single rocket for like 50 damage and then died. Raf tries to go in for a flank, then announces his presence by shooting a rocket. Olga's gone down with a sticky trap, and it looks like Valorant are moving back in.
Trying to at least take some space through grass with the bomb by Amaro coming in amidst of all this damage rained in by him and team spamming onto the medic. Won't get the kill, or Raph in the backlines too. A little bit of the play being made here, gets a lot of damage, but everyone seems to be getting out just fine, where the Frenchies couldn't pick up the pieces either. So both teams committing to these plays right now, but none of it quite sticking on the landing here. They will have to live with the 5v5 right now on Aura. Valor Ants even, same thing really. Hookers trying to still get more of this eventually as Azunis finds his way in there and gets the force. Finally, the one play that makes a difference comes in by Azunis.
Yeah, that's a really nice force. Eames does go down to Karnax, but it doesn't really matter. There's an Uber charge on to Valorant. They can just walk it back in here. It looks like they want to do exactly that, but Amarok's actually taking a lot of damage here. They want to give it to Sorich. It seems like move is finally being made. The force does come out. Raph is in window. Hits a nice rocket there onto Nevo. Shuts him down. Would have gone down himself. Bomb in from Olga gets the force out seats. Suddenly it's looking pretty decent for the Frenchies actually. They haven't lost any of their key players. It's just both their soldiers. And when you're trying to hold Snakewater last, sure, soldiers can be good, but having scouts to deny the enemy soldiers bombing in, trying to make space onto your last, it's just so much more important. Not having those soldiers doesn't end up being that important. They're actually moving in through cheese right now.
Right, this might be the play they want. Azunis is just in the midst of all of them though. Try to get in there, but will just get the knight. Actually takes down one with him, but that's more important play here is that Amarok gets the force. Yeah,
look
and
at
all
Nevo.
of this somehow.
Nevo's in on last. Olga's actually on the point. He jumped forwards, but he is going to have to get this right now. Nevo, hit a shot, please. There's another soldier. Never mind. He has been counted at this point. He's actually still fighting Raph. He has jumped down. He was in a good position. Raph barely lives, but look at Deli. Karnax go down as well. In the meantime, Valorant, they managed to find that demo. Seed still has Uber. They got the balls, but it doesn't really matter at this point. Azunis is in. Mula doesn't have any sort of Uber right now. The Uber's popped onto Amarok. He is in. Azunis just jumps up. There's a soldier on the point right now. The Uber's actually been flashing a lot of players. Not really many blue players going down, but it doesn't matter if they're not on the point. They all get cleaned up. That is the third round for Valorant, who seem to be much more in control of this map.
Somehow this could have been in a different universe, map 1, and this whole game would have been entirely different, but the Frenchies wanted this one and it's not paying off so far. The mid-fights haven't been too bad, but they still need to be that bit better to really call them victories here, so comeback time needs to be now. 12 minutes is not that much time for 3 rounds of Snakewater where you can't just turtle on last.
Yeah, so instead, they're going to have to get aggressive here. We haven't seen pretty much any aggression coming out of the Frenchies right now. Gonna want to start off on this middle, but it looks like again it's Azunis jumping in to start things off. No kills really being found, but look at him now. He's in, gets that kill onto Deli. Second soldier of Raph almost goes down as well as the counter aggression doesn't come in at all. The Frenchies just not able to do anything. It's just Karnax left alive. They do get the kill onto Seed, but with Karnax going down here, Incho, he should be going down. Thank you very much. Sorix hits the shots. Nevo couldn't take himself. Helps out his team. Nevo caps mid. Sorix is on second, 32 HP. He's going to get the cap at some point. Medic spawn at exactly the same time. Have even Ubers. But with 11 minutes and a half left and 3 rounds for Valorant, the Frenchies, they're going to have to start making moves. They're going to have to start making them soon.
Yeah, they don't have much time for a comeback right now. The fact that they got the medic out of their last second, like feeding there for the kill, is very, very important right now. Unfortunately, didn't matter last time to get the med kill, but they don't have a choice but to try their hardest right now. 11 minutes as we speak for these 3 rounds minimum to get to even into a golden cap, let alone being able to have a chance to win in regular time still. It needs to be some great plays coming out of them quickly, and last time when they tried, it just immediately got countered. And that's how we got into this map, right? That was how they lost last map, by just desperately having to try last second.
Yeah, even Ubers like this, I don't really think either. I mean, Valorant definitely, they don't really want to go for anything, like, unless a pretty good opportunity presents itself. They don't really have any reason to go for anything. Unless, of course, they get a really solid pick. Olga takes a lot of damage, forced to retreat up onto that pipe. Zunis just shooting some really funky rockets, actually. Pre-firing the window, shooting his own teammate, all the good stuff.
Alright, this teammate will continue though, despite all the spam here. No team quite committing too much yet, and Valor Ants definitely don't really have to. They can take the sweet time to get in here and take some chances when they feel like they need to. Azun is the one to make some plays right now, but Muller dodges that just fine. Raph goes weak, but stays alive in the midst of all of this, just barely, but he does in the middle of a lot of spam going on in Saw. So they will be hanging on, and they actually take the chance out of this one, just straight into mid, taking the exchange, see how that will work out for them.
Olga does a skip jump all the way behind. He's going to try to use this post-Uber that's coming out shortly to go and make some space while the rest of his team pushes forwards as the Deli is jumping forwards, but he meets a scout. Gets a nice little meat shot. Nebo falls up and kills off Deli right now. Looks like, however, Valorant, they aren't really able to do anything. That's Amarok getting taken down as well. Raph, almost 1 HP. Olga has held back the entirety of Valorant. They are just stuck in their sword. They can't fight in. Azunis goes aggressive into the scouts, not able to find anything right now, and look at Alien Smiley. Wants to get in onto Eames. He's just going to try to chat this. He walks forwards. That is a Sorex appearing behind his back. Nothing personal as he does go down.
That was a great bit of gameplay though by the Frenchies there, with Olga getting behind for the exchange, and all of this push happening quickly enough so he doesn't just immediately get killed by spawning as soon as there. So well done job to take this midpoint here with the threat of the pincer play that unfortunately didn't get much in the end by itself, but it got mid in the midst of all of that, which is highly important. They are on a strict time limit here of 8 minutes 45 seconds to make the comeback. Nevo wants to end that one early. Sniper peeking into mid through grass early.
Oh, that's a nice little headshot onto the soldier. Did accidentally flick it over. Maybe even would have hit the med if he just didn't move his crosshair like that. But you know, what happens happens. Soldier is dead, and Olga taking a lot of damage as well. That's so much damage. Deli just goes down as apparently Mula is doing something which is not healing his demo. So Azunis just suddenly manages to find a kill onto Deli, which is really, really big. The French is going to have to push this without a demo. Azunis does take a lot of damage here. The Uber's popped out on both teams, but Nebo has gone down. Not like the sniper in this close of a range is going to do that much anyway, but look at the Uber. It's already faded. Frenchies looking like they have the better positioning at the moment. There's so much damage there coming out of the French soldiers onto the enemy stuck on balcony like that. Nebo's still dead. Looks like they're going to want to push. They pretty much have to as well. 1 kill onto Azunis so far. They're walking in onto right side. That's Olga going in really aggressively. He's in onto the enemy team. Gets a lot of damage onto Eames as a scout. The point gets blocked at the very end. Karnax taken down. So is Alien Smiley. It's just Mula on the point. Shot down. Deli's going to have to find something. Finds nothing. Raph is spawned, but he's the only player there.
Close call on the time, but only on the time on point, and not much else. Only Eames going down here, really. And Seeds living all of this means that the counterplay right now out of this one for Valor Ants can be rather important for them. If they're getting out of last with still some more ad left to go all the way into the midpoint. This was such a needed opportunity for the Frenchies to get around here. Now it could just turn around all the way in favor for Valor Ants.
Yeah, but as we say this, Azunis, okay, somehow gets that turn kill onto Karnax there towards the end. Raph is taking 1v1 with Nebo, goes for the Chad Rockets, doesn't get the Chad Rockets, you can't always get them, even if you are like 7 feet tall, breathing fire like Raph does like to pretend he is. Isn't able to get anything, so right now it looks like Valorant, they are taking mid, they do still have Uber ad. They can just stay on mid, but honestly, we were looking at, I'm just going to pretend, let's say we were looking at Ascent here, they would have been forwards, and they would have been pushing this a little bit more aggressive here. They are still looking like they want to look at grass, but no, never mind, the Ubers are even at this point. Won't be pushing, but they're 3 up with 6 minutes, which means it's pretty much 2 rounds. If the Frenchies want to get this to a golden cap, they're going to have to spend almost the bare minimum time. They have about 30 seconds of wiggle room per round if they want to stay in this.
Yeah, it's a tough order for them to manage to come back here. I don't know if they really have it in them right now. Like, you need to play perfect for so long for the entire rest of the game, basically. It's going to be a tough task for them to manage to do that, I don't think.
Yeah, with Olga going down as well, Karnak's dropping afterwards. It's looking harder and harder. So hard in the first place to swing the momentum around when you're already holding second. When you lose players like that, it gets even harder. Sure, they get a kill to Sarks, but it doesn't even matter at this point. They aren't really able to push. Azunis has respawned. Will be joining the rest of his team shortly, but it looks like they're just going to have to go for it. Anyways, it's 5.5 minutes left at this point. So they're pretty much, they just on go from this point forwards if they want to stay in this. They actually get the Uber in. Eames has gone down in the beginning here. The counter Uber does come out, and it looks like Delhi should be taken down shortly. Actually, never mind. Does get out. Rap is in, trying to get something. Actually, Zunis does go down right now, but that's Amarok in, gets the kill onto Mula. He does get taken down himself, but maybe does it even matter? His medic has lived. There's a scout backcapping throughout all of this. The Frenchies aren't even going back for it. There we go. Somebody is blocking it. Never mind, Sorix just on an adventure.
Sorix just is a threat in the mind right now, because Muda is falling just where he is. They need to be careful about this one. They need to go back and save their medic here. Sorix still alive, coming for the midpoint here, and Olga hits the rocket straight away, so nothing too bad happening there, but timer tells a different stories. 4.5 minutes for 3 rounds. They don't have ad right now. All they got is the Sorix pick and a full-on second hold to deal with.
Yeah, it's going to be a second hold. That's actually Scout being shot really high up in the air, not really able to do anything. Soldier Bomb's coming in. He's looking like he will be taken down, but with a really nice rocket by Amarok onto Delhi there. It's looking harder and harder without that Demo Man. There's just so much damage missing on this opposing team. Soldier Scout is a Soldier Scout, but one team just seems to have the go button over the other. Sorix just does not care at this point. 4 minutes left. I think, honestly, Dum, if we look at this time, I'm not even sure if there's time left for the Frenchies to win at this point.
If there is a chance, it needs to be go time now, and go time can never stop. They just have to keep on going, and that's the only chance they have. So I'm sure there's a push coming in fairly shortly from the French side here. Just hoping for the best in the midst of all of this. But it's gonna be a dire attempt, because they don't have anything really going for them. It's to be such a good one out of nowhere.
Yeah, the Uber was popped out, but immediately traded onto Seeds. Nobody really finding a kill. There we go. Nevo and Azunas both going down. There's actually so many players onto balcony. That's Eames going down. Else on the Frenchies really dying. Delhi gets a nice little arrow. Sorix is just so in. Gets that kill onto the Demo. They're actually just ignoring him. They want to go to last. Olga's in onto the medic. Gets a really nice rocket onto the soldier. Not quite a frag, but maybe not enough. They're onto the point. There we go. They get around 3 minutes. All of a sudden, they can do it, but they have to win a minute and they have to win another one like right now. It has to be so fast.
It has to be like 1.5 minute rounds twice in a row. That is doable, but it needs to be such good rounds here. All Valor Ants have to do is just find one opportunity to slow things down or win this mid fight in any capacity, and it's pretty much a done deal here. So possible, yes, but the push like this, like 2 minutes sooner, would have been such a big difference.
I mean, Eames kind of flubbing his rollout at the beginning. This is a good start for the enemy team, but look at Amarok. He's so far forward onto Delhi. Hasn't quite found the frags though. Olga is dead, and that's a really nice rocket. Not an air shot. That's basically an air shot onto Mula. Delhi and Alien have gone down as well, and this looks like it might well just be, as I tried to English desperately, the final nail in the coffin. It's just Raph left alive. He's 50 HP on his own last. It's 2 minutes left with 2 rounds. It's doable, yes, but they would have to be capping it right now, and they are not doing so. They are just gonna actually just in desperation bomb in. He's just pretty far forward here, but he hits one air pipe, gets the second air sticky onto Olga, completely shutting him down. Raph is dead as well. And that is pretty much what we would call it curtains. Nothing really left for the Frenchies at this point. Valor Ant, despite a really slow Sunshine, take it in a much more commanding fashion on Snakewater.
Yeah, and the lesson we learned here for now is that admins sometimes are in fact just right. And yeah, the Frenchies just have to live with that, I guess, for now. And Valor Ants can move on into semifinals against the winner of, what was it, Bonica against Super Bugworld, which in theory we should know who's winning that, but let's just keep suspension up for now. And yeah, that is something to be seen next round, I believe.
What if, all right, how many hats do I get if Boinico beats 7?
I have like a cheap unusual, so you can have that one.
Oh, Poggers in the chat, guys. 2-1. Oh, there's most of it. Yeah. Unlucky for me.
Ooh, does that mean I get a cheap unusual now?
No.
I think that's how that should work.
Nope. I'll give you a craft hat.
Fine. Deal. Either way, yeah, a little bit more of a mid-fight here, but it doesn't really matter at this point. 4-1 might be the scoreline, but it's 20 seconds left. There can't be much of a difference anymore. Maybe another round, just for good measure, but it wouldn't change the fact that Valor Ants definitely controlled this map by a lot more, and the wake-up call for Frenchies came way too late, with way too little to call for it as well, so deserved win to Valor Ants. They won about 1 3/4 of a map here tonight, and will move on in the tournament.
Yeah, they will be moving on to face Super Buckworld in the semi-finals, which actually will probably be coming up sooner rather than later, I would assume. So
yeah,
this match
this round started 7 minutes ago.
Yeah, I mean, it's not TF2 without delays. This time we only saw 2 maps, but of course it still just had to take so long.
In the chat, and Eames, and Eames saying, maybe you guys should work on pushing instead of defending with Pyro and pestering admins about maps. See, just because of things like this game was worth watching. There would be a lot of knowledge lost about why this was so late if we didn't see this, and damn am I glad we watched.